Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We're at Battle Axes of the Most High. We come to give you another wonderful Friday night fire build-up service. Giving all honor and thanks and praise to the Most High, Christ, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, the world ignorantly and erroneously calls Jesus Christ. We come to give this word to the lost tribes of the children of Israel, scattered abroad, known to the world as so-called African Americans and so-called indigenous, spread to the four corners of the earth. Our lesson today is learn not the way of the heathen. We're in the beginning of the holiday season here in modern day Babylon, aka America. And I know that a lot of our people love to observe and partake in the festivities, as my friends like to say. Turkey, and we just recently had Halloween not too long ago, so Turkey Day was just the other day, and then of course Xmas is coming up as well. And in these holidays, everybody wants to say, "I'm giving thanks." Everybody wants to say, "Oh, it's our Lord's birth," and so on and so forth. But these things aren't biblical, and the Most High has days that He wants us to follow and deal with. And not only that, but we don't understand how dealing with these holy days is actually us serving other gods. Halloween is a day unto the dead, unto ghouls and goblins, ghosts, demons, and so on. Thanksgiving, whether we know it or not, whether we choose to admit it or not, Thanksgiving is a day that is observing the so-called white man victory and massacre over the indigenous peoples of North, South, and Central America. So while we get into it, let me not leave off Xmas, because Xmas is a horrible holiday. If you ever get a chance to really look up the history of it and find out about some of the wicked things that go on during that time. I'm not going to get too far into any one particular religion or a particular holiday. I'm just going to delve right into the lesson. Give me Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 1.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
Just read that one more time.
Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
So it's the word of the Lord being spoken. And He's not speaking to the whole world, as you see right here. He said, hear ye the word of the Lord. So it's not even Jeremiah speaking, it's the word of the Lord speaking. He says, unto you, O house of Israel. So-called black man, open your ears to this. So-called indigenous, y'all open your ears to this, because this is talking to, about, and this is for you and you alone. Read on.
Thus said the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Learn not what?
Learn not the way of the heathen.
Read on.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
Why?
For the heathen are dismayed at them.
Because see, the word heathen goes into the Hebrew word goyim. Goyim breaks down to mean heathen or nations. It also breaks down to mean beast, because the other nations are equivalent to just animal, because they don't, the things that, like, for example, the things of heaven, these are the things that they worship: sun, moon, and stars. This is why the Egyptians praised the sun god. But most religions, even ancient spiritualities, dealing with when you deal with Roman mythology, Greek mythology, Norwegian, and so on and so forth, they all worship the sun, moon, and stars. This is where you get the term Saturday. It comes because it worships the god Saturn. Wednesday worships the wind. Thor is Thunder's day. So you get all these different days because these are concerning different gods. And these things are in the sign of the signs of the sky: sun, moon, stars, the seasons, strong winds, and so on and so forth. These are the things that the heathen worship. So we shouldn't deal with those things. Read on for me.
Verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest to work the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not.
So stop right there. So for all of you who are going to act like you don't know or pretend like you don't see the similarities here, this is obvious it's talking about a Christmas tree. But the very first line on verse 3, what does it say? For the customs of the people are vain. What is American custom? Well, when you think about American custom, these different holidays fall right into the slot because this is what you do. You're going to celebrate the massacre and the stealing the massacre of the so-called indigenous and the stealing of the land of the indigenous. You're going to celebrate the enslavement of the so-called black people who've been brought over here on the slave ship. 1776 was not our Independence Day, and nor was it a giving of thanks when we were being slaughtered and massacred and our land stolen during the time of Thanksgiving. He said, but that because that's a vain custom, meaning nothing profits of it. We don't get anything of that to praise the day of our demise, right? For one cut of the tree out of the forest, you already understand what that is. Where's the Christmas tree taken from? It's not taken from a desert. It's taken from a forest, right? The work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it. Deck, of course, is just a short term for decorate. They deck it with silver and with gold. But these are things that we already understand. This is what happens. One of the famous Christian songs, is what? Silver and gold.
Yeah,
right? That's what they sing. So these are songs that are brought up in the Christian church. So this is how you immediately know that the Most High is doing this. Skip down and read verse 8 for me.
That's another fun fact with this, I guess, holiday season. For today is supposed to be quote unquote Black Friday. Man, back when they used to take the fat, they used to take the overweight and out of shape slaves and trade and sell them on today. That's being Black Friday. Yeah, so that we shouldn't be celebrating that either, or purchasing that either.
Not only that, it's funny that the brother brought up Black Friday because Black Friday was also a day that the so-called black man, the Negroes, were sold at a discounted price. This is where the idea for Black Friday actually comes from. You ready?
Real quick, I got a precept to touch on real quick.
Get that.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 6 and verse 7.
Bring it up.
It says, for as a scarecrow in the garden of cucumbers keepeth nothing, so are their gods of wood and laid over with silver and gold. And likewise, their gods of wood and laid over with silver and gold are like to a white thorn in an orchard, that every bird sitteth upon, as also to a dead body that is cast into the darkness. And ye should know them to be no gods by the bright purple that rideth upon them, and they themselves afterwards shall be eaten, and shall be a reproach in the country. Last verse real quick. Better, therefore, is the just man that had none idols, for he shall be far from reproach. Man, and basically, man, for real, like how people be putting scarecrows in the field, what's the point and what's the purpose of that? I don't know, man, for real, but they show like to keep them scarecrows out there thinking they should carry away birds and stuff like that, as well as us Israelites keeping their customs, man, for real. Why are we keeping something that's called Christmas? Our Lord say we wasn't born in no dang on wintertime, y'all, man, for y'all need to go back and do y'all research, man. Another man in the Bible named Nimrod was born around this time, man. So, and then it says, for the customs of the people are vain. Why are we putting silver and gold? Not silver and gold. Why are we putting lights and ornaments and decorations all up on the tree anyway? That on December 26th needs to be at y'all house, but y'all keep it up to the end of January, man. What's going on with y'all, man? What verse you wanted out? That's all I have, man.
Go to verse 8.
Okay, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 8. But they are together, all together, brutish and foolish.
So right there, this was going into what my brother was bringing out. It's brutish and foolish. It's carnal. Brutish means angry and beastly, right? It's carnal. It's physical. It serves no spiritual purpose. And it's foolish. It's foolish. And what, read on.
The stock is a doctrine of vanity.
It's a doctrine of what?
Of vanity.
So that's what that doctrine brings. To kill the tree, decorate it, and bring it in your house. Bow down to it and receive a gift from the tree that you killed and brought into the house and decorated. It just goes contrary to you worshiping a living God. One who created that tree, the sun, moon, and stars, and all, and the heavens and the earth and everything that therein is. Skip down, read verse 14 and 15 for me. Right?
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 14. Every man is brutish in his knowledge.
In his knowledge. This is why so many of us feel like, well, I know my Lord and Savior. You know what? I love my Jesus, little sweet baby Jesus, right? We love sweet baby Jesus, not understanding sweet baby Jesus doesn't say anywhere in there that sweet baby Jesus was born in December. Nor does it say to celebrate sweet baby Jesus' birthday. And what does sweet baby Jesus have to do with the tree?
Who said that Jesus is so sweet?
Who said
Who said that Jesus is so sweet? That's what's wrong with you Christians right now. Y'all be thinking stuff out here sweet, man. Say, Yahweh Shai, I don't know what y'all know about him, but what I know about him, don't play none of that, man. Play that. For real, tell us don't celebrate our birthdays. Don't. If you love this world, man, the love of the Most High is not in you. If you love anything in this world, man, the love of the Most High can't be in you, man. Yeah, we got to wake up and smell with some Folgers coffee pot, man.
Start that off from the top, verse 14.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 14. Every man is bruised in his knowledge.
Read.
Every founder is confused by the graven image.
Read it one more time.
Every founder is confounded by the graven image. For his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them.
So everyone who found these things is confounded. The person who brought you this Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, all these different customs and religions or cultures, whatever you decide to label it as, these isms and schisms, as I like to call it, the founder of those things is confounded, right? By the graven image. He's confused. These things have thrown him off. The Christmas tree has thrown our people off. The Easter bunny has thrown our people off. Okay? The turkey has thrown our people off. We don't understand. If you ever really want to get into it, get a book called The Delectable Negro and find and really go find out in The Delectable Negro how we were the turkey. When you go to The Delectable Negro, you find out on the 4th of July, we were the barbecue. Rib tips. We think that was beef and pig. No, they was feeding us the pig. We were the rib tip. We were the delicacy, right? Rump roast. That was a black woman who had a nice butt. They killed her, and that was the delectable Negro delicacy that they wanted of her butt and her legs. Go read it, Delectable Negro. It's a really deep book, but then you'll find out that we were the things that were being eaten on these so-called holidays, right? It's confounding. For his molten image is falsehood, there is no breath in them. Read on, verse 15.
They are vanity.
They are what?
They are vanity.
Read.
And the works of error.
They are the works of what?
Of error.
Error means mistake. So when we deal with these different isms and schisms, as I call it, these different so-called holidays or folly days, it's an error. It's a mistake that we're making when we do that. Read on.
In the time of their visitation, they shall perish.
But in the time of their visit, when Christ come back, man, all of those taking part in these things gonna perish. Lake of fire. And you don't really hear me bring about the lake of fire and understanding on things like that. But there's no escaping this. Read verse 15 one more time from the top.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 15.
Bring it out.
They are vanity.
They are what?
They are vanity.
It means they don't profit anything. Read it.
And the works of errors.
The works are of mistakes. Read.
In the time of their visitation.
When Christ comes, read.
They shall perish.
They shall perish. You got something you want to add? Read?
No, all right.
Give me Leviticus chapter 20. Verse 23. So let's go into some of the things that the Most High, that the customs of the people of these nations that we should not be following. Let's deal with some of those things very briefly. Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 23.
The book of Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 23. And ye shall not walk in the manners of the nations, which I cast out before you.
So he said, you don't walk as those nations. Matter of fact, read 22.
The book of Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 22. Ye shall therefore keep all my statutes.
See, he's saying this because he's finna get into it. He's saying, you listen. He talking to you as like a father. Listen, son. Listen, daughter. Do what I'm telling you to do. Read.
And all my judgments.
Read.
And do them. That the land whether I bring you to dwell therein, spew you not out.
So you won't be spit out of the beautiful land that we're supposed to get into. And man, I read something recently about how we about the land we're supposed to be in, and all the blessings that come along with it. It's like nothing before. So he said, if we keep these commandments and these statutes and these judgments, the land won't spew us out. Give me 23 now.
The The book of Leviticus chapter 20 verse 23.
Bring it up.
And ye shall not walk in the manners of the nation.
So don't walk in the manners of the nations which what?
Which I cast out before you. For they committed all these things.
They committed all these things. All the things that the Most High said were an abomination. All the things that the Most High said were a sin. They went and had trees and decorated them and worshiped the trees. They believed in the God of the sun god. They believed in well, I don't want to get too far into it, but some of their rituals and some of their religious rites and acts that they did believed in unclean things. And we're going to touch on some of that. Finish that up for me, Al?
And therefore, I abhorred them.
Therefore, he did what?
I abhorred them.
To abhor means to hate. To deeply just hate. So he deeply just hate. He deeply hated them, right? Stay in Leviticus. Give me chapter 18. And go to verse... Yeah. Go to 27.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 18, verse 27. For all these abominations have the men of the land done, which were before you.
So all these abominations of the men of the land that we were coming into, that were there before us, the Canaanites, the Jebusites, the Girgashites, all the other ites that wanted to spend the night. They was all there, and they committed the things that were wickedness in the sight of the Lord, the things that the Most High abhorred. Right? We're gonna touch on some of that. So he says they committed all these sins, and what?
Which were before you, and the land is defiled.
And so the land is defiled because of them. Go back, stay in 18 and go up to verse 22.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 18 and verse 22.
Let's deal with some of the things that they did. Read.
Thou shalt not lie with mankind, as with womankind.
Okay.
It is abomination.
Because this is something that they did. Homosexuality was a normal thing with them, right? Watch this. Jump up to verse 6.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 18 and verse 6. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him.
See that? Read.
To uncover their nakedness.
Read.
I am the Lord.
Read.
The nakedness of thy father and the nakedness of thy mother, shall thou not uncover. She is thy mother. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness.
So these were the things that were happening. They were committing incest, homosexuality, incest. Drop down, read verse 9.
Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 9. The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or the daughter of thy mother.
See, go ahead.
Whether she be born at home or born abroad, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover.
Read on.
The nakedness of thy son's daughter, and thy son, and thy daughter's daughter, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover, for theirs is thine own nakedness. So it's talking about incest. Guess what it's going? Guess what else it just went into? Pedophilia. These were the things that these nations were doing. These were the customs of the nations. Man, hold on. This was part of this was part of the whole. This was part of their religious duties. This is what they did in their temples. Where is it? Where it says no sodomite and no whore of the nation of Israel? Don't make any moves.
Yes.
Deuteronomy 23:17.
Deuteronomy 23:17. Yeah. Thought that young brother over there on fire. He hold it down. Deuteronomy 23:17. Bring that out for me real quick.
Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 17. There shall be no whore for the daughters of Israel.
Because see, in the other nations had temple whores. You would go to the temple, pay your offering, buy a whore, and you could do whatever you wanted to do with it. Have sex with her. Guess what? You can make her have sex with animals. This was part of what they did there. Read on.
Nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. Because
some of the sons of Israel would get while we were around these people, we were enticed with these people. That's why the Most High was warning us: don't do what don't learn not the way of the heathen, right? Because we were doing those things. So some of our sons would go sign up to be temple whores, whether it would be with the man, whether it would be with the woman, whether it would be with the animals. Do your homework on the gods of the Canaanites. And look at what some of their things that they had to do when they worship their God. or their gods. Then some of it was, homosexuality, bestiality, incest, pedophilia. A lot of these different, of course, eating unclean animals, right? This is why the Most High also told us that when we were going to different lands, that we would have to kill the animals because sometimes these animals were involved in these different acts. And so we would have to kill the animal because the animal is now defiled and unclean. You got something you want to throw in there?
Let me just touch on something here.
Go ahead.
It says, don't make any wars. No. What I want to touch on was this abomination thing. Okay, so for our people out there who watching, do y'all think it's an abomination for real for a woman to lie with a woman? Or for a man to lie with a man? Now, this goes out to all them Thanksgiving heads yesterday. That same abomination that y'all just frowned up on, don't y'all know it's an abomination to eat the swine? I'm talking about all them chitlins that y'all had ate yesterday. I don't hear about too many people eating pork chops and things of that nature, but these chitterlings, y'all, the pig in general, man, say, this is how you know it's wicked. It's absolutely pig in 98% of everything that we consume right now.
Everything, right.
Then we just read scripture that say, man, don't take on the customs of the dang on heathens, man. These heathens are just trying to keep us separated from our God, man. And again, touch on this abomination one more time. If it's an abomination for a woman to lie with a woman or a man to lie with a man, it's very much an abomination for it to eat pig. Or if y'all ate some gumbo yesterday, that shrimp, crawfish, lobster, crab, catfish, all these things are an abomination. So I think that we don't frying up too much on it because we just throw the word abomination around so freely. That's like one of the worst things we could do, man. It's like an act of treason out here, man. That's all I had, bro.
Well, while we dealing with it, just really deal with it. Go to Leviticus 11 real quick. And we're not going to spend a lot of time there. Just get right to it. Go ahead.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 11 and verse 7. And the swine. Oh,
wait, and the what?
And the swine.
Uh-huh.
No swine should touch the lip of mine. Though he divided the hook and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
Okay. Drop down and
10.
Yeah.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 11 and verse 10. All that, and all that had not fins and scales in the seed.
So if it don't have fins and scales, we just read where the swine is bad. It just said don't eat that. It didn't say you can eat it on certain occasions or if you clean it good enough. It just said don't eat it because it shall be unclean unto you. This is the word of the Most High. Not mine, not Brother Savage, right? Read on.
And in the rivers.
So all that have fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers. And you know why it's saying rivers? Because you know what's mostly in our rivers and lakes and all that now? Catfish. Simple. The Most High making it so simple for you to understand. So everything that's in the seas, so no shark, no
octopus,
none of that. Then he said, you know what, let me touch these rivers because I know my people are going to try to find some kind of loophole. So even in the rivers, right? Go ahead.
And of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination to you.
Okay, so right there we understand if it don't have fins and scales and it's in the water, we ain't supposed to eat that. If it's pork, we're not supposed to eat that. No part of the pork. Okay.
Let me just jump back up to verse 8. Leviticus 11 and 8. This is talking about the swine. It says, of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass ye should not touch. They are unclean to you. So yeah, I'm talking to all my people like they're going out hunting and shooting hogs and all that. We ain't supposed to touch it, man. We ain't supposed to pick up no chitlins. We ain't supposed to touch no pig feet, man. Let the swine make it, man. Please, just get up off the swine, man. Because once we go into it, out of the cons that the swine bring to it, y'all ever seen men, or the older men, or older women with them big old ankles? Rip their back of the arm, look, hey, man. Yeah, they got a lot to do with it, man. So let's leave the swine alone.
Give me Isaiah 66, verse 15. And so for those of you who feel like, well, the Most High won't kill me for eating that, right? My God won't kill. God is not like that. God loves everyone, right? Give me Isaiah 66, verse 15.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 66, and verse 15. For, behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind.
So he coming and he coming down, right? Read.
To render his anger with fury.
To render his what?
Anger
With
with
what?
fury.
So he mad. He hot. Right, read.
And his rebuke with the flames of fire.
Okay, read on.
For by fire and by his sword.
And by his what?
And by his sword.
So you know that when somebody brings a sword upon you, they're not coming to love you. No one loves with the sword. Just so you guys understand, for those of you brothers and sisters out there who feel like, you know what, God loves, and they don't know what that sword is. A sword is not a weapon. I mean, it's not a utensil of peace. It's a weapon of war. Read.
Will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Yeah.
Are you doing that? It said the slain of the Lord should be many, right? The book of Zechariah, chapter 13 and verse 8. And it should come to pass, which means, it's going to happen. It's going to happen, man. That in all the land, it ain't saying some of the land, it's saying that all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. Man, y'all do some math for me real quick. Just do a whole lot times a whole lot. And then equals to 2/3 of us ain't gonna make it, man.
Right.
But the third shall be left therein.
Right. It's I'll make it simple for you. Get $3 and then give me 2 of your $3, and that's how many people ain't gonna make it. Your $2. Go ahead, read on.
And I will bring the third part through the fire, because it just ain't sweet for the last 1/3 that somebody that's left. We done made it in. We ain't made it nowhere yet, man. And we'll refine them as silver is refined. Do y'all know how silver is refined? 4. And we'll try them as gold is tried. So do y'all know how silver is refined and gold is tried? If you don't know, you can tell you. They should call on my name, and I will hear them. I ain't gonna hear everybody, since Jesus loved everybody. It just said I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people, and they should say, the Lord is my God. So yeah, man, even when them 2/3 get cut off and y'all are still doing that, man, we still got work to do, man. We still trying to wake up a nation, man, and do this thing right. Go ahead.
Go back to Isaiah 66, verse 20. Start at verse 16 again.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 66 and verse 16. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
So he gonna come at you with that sword, as the brother just was breaking down. Or 2/3 of us ain't gonna make, because we want to eat these things. We want to keep these things. Read.
And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
And it says, so he gonna slay many, 2/3. If you got $3, he gonna slay 2 of your dollars. So you're only gonna have one of them. You're gonna have $1 left, right? Read on.
That they sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst.
What they doing?
Eating swine's flesh.
So those that's gonna be getting slain, they're gonna be trying to sanctify, separate themselves, hold themselves up, make themselves seem like they're righteous, they're holy. I'm Christian, right? I'm Catholic. Oh, I'm a first African American Episcopalian,
Pan-African,
right?
Mike,
all of that, right? They're gonna sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the garden behind one tree in the midst, and they're gonna be doing what?
Eating swine's flesh.
Read on.
And the abomination.
So all the unclean, so all your gumbo, right? All of you who feel like you gotta go to Papados, get your alligator and all of that. Read on.
And the mouse shall be consumed together, said the Lord.
So they are gonna be slain together. The Most High said. Go back to go to Deuteronomy chapter 12. Let's get back to the customs real quick. For 12. Yep, 12 and verse 30.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 12, and verse 30.
Bring it out.
Take heed to thyself.
So the Most High is telling you, man, pay attention to what you're doing. Take heed to yourself. Read.
That thou be not snared by the following them.
A snare is a trap. It's like a bird trap. Read.
After that, they be destroyed from before thee, and that thou inquire not after their gods.
So once they be destroyed, and you're in the land, don't inquire after their gods. Saying what?
Saying, how did these nations serve their gods?
Don't even wonder about that. Don't wonder how the Canaanites did it. Don't wonder how the Jebusites or the Girgashites or the Philistines. Don't even wonder about their gods. In this case, man, we shouldn't even be wondering about Caesar Borgia.
Bring that up.
We shouldn't even think about that, because the fact that I read an article just the other day about some white dude who he brought us, the children of Israel, he brought the Hebrew Israelites. He said, yeah, the gentleman on the corner, and he talked about the Borgia's family, and he tried to proceed and show how they weren't such a bad family of people. But while he was trying to show that they weren't such a bad family of people, he had to mention what? How murderous Caesar Borgia was. Right? How incestuous him and his sister Lucretia was.
Murderers ain't bad. People who have incest ain't bad. Right? Keep on.
Okay. So
they not bad.
What? The sanction of oppression of the children of Israel, but really the whole world, but especially the children of Israel all over the world, how it was decreed by their father that they could legally, and it was okay, to enslave a whole nation, steal them off of one landmass and transport them to another landmass. All these things were part of the plan that they had set in place.
Right.
And this man was saying, well, they're not so bad, but there was no way he can escape bringing those facts out, right? Go ahead, read on.
Even so will I do likewise. Thou shalt not do so unto the Lord thy God.
So the Most High is saying, listen, when you deal with these other nations and you see what the heathens are doing, we're not supposed to deal with them. So even if you see or you know or you've heard or you've read, you stumbled across it, don't think to incorporate what they did with their God with me. Read that part again for me, huh?
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 12 and verse 31 from the top. Thou shalt not do so unto the Lord thy God.
Don't do that to the Lord. Don't mix Christianity or Catholicism with the Most High. Don't mix Islam with the Most High. Don't mix Buddhism or Hinduism with the Most High. Guess what? Don't mix Americanism with the Most High. You can't do that.
Touch on it real quick.
Touch on it, huh?
So basically what they're saying is we like to say a lot like, who is your God? Who you worshiping? So we know that the God of this country, of these heathens, is gold, oil, and drugs. If you think about it, man, say we ain't got no gold chain, we ain't got a full tank of gas, and some things saying popping Percocets and all these man Percocets and all these little drugs and stuff like that, man. That's who really y'all really worshiping, man. For now, y'all got to do is just leave that stuff alone and open up that dusty Bible that's sitting on top of Big Mama dresser, man. Blow the dust up off that thing and just open it up and read, man, so y'all can see some of these things for yourself. But we can talk until we blue in the face, and we talk week in and week out about us being the children of Israel. But the drugs got them that I don't care what y'all talking about. They got a little full tank of gas, so they got a little gas in their car for it. They really ain't trying to hear about that. And that gold is touching on money, man. Oh, they got a pocket full of money. They really cool. They ain't worried about none of that. You know what I'm talking about? For real.
Read on for me.
For every abomination to the Lord, which he hated, have they done unto their gods.
So every abomination. So beast, like I said, homosexuality, bestiality, incest, pedophilia, right? Guess what else? Cannibalism. All these things. The Most High said, man, we're not supposed to do that. And they did that. He just said, don't do this. The men of the land that were before you, they did all the acts that I hate. Guess what? In America, modern day Babylon, they do all the things that the Most High hates here. Read on.
For even their sons and their daughters, they have burnt in the fire to their God.
And then they were sacrificing their children. Today, we don't really see the sacrifice we do with our children, but every time you're celebrating these so-called holidays, these father days with your children, you're teaching your children to go against the word of the Most High, to not appreciate the Most High. And what's going on is you passing your child through that fire. Read on, huh?
What things soever I command you.
So the Most High talking to you like a dad again. So whatever I told you to do, read.
Observe to do it.
Do it. Don't play no games. I told you to go do this, then do it. Read.
Thou shalt not add thereto.
Don't add nothing to it. Read.
Nor diminish from it.
So you can't say that this is now done away with. You can't say, oh well, I only keep these commandments. You can't say, well, I read the Bible and the Quran. And he said, don't add nothing to this right here. This is it.
Right.
You got something you want to bring on?
Lie.
All right. Moving on. Go to Psalms, the 106th Psalm, and go to the 33rd verse. Psalm 106, verse 33.
The book of
Let me get that.
my fault, like
You kind of fast, so you know I'm new to this, right?
the 106th Psalm, verse 33.
Yeah.
Because they provoked his spirit, so that he spake unadvisedly with his lips.
So the Most High didn't speak good about us. You ever be around one of your homeboys, man? You ever be around one of your homeboys and him and his lady get into it, and he like, she this. I ain't gonna call out no names, no slurs. She that, man, that so and so crazy. Ladies, I know that y'all have times where y'all like, man, that so and so, he this or he that. Well, the Most High right here is doing the same thing with us. He spoke about us unadvisedly. He didn't have good positive words to say about us. Read.
They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them.
So we didn't destroy them. We were supposed to destroy the Philistines and the Canaanites and all the other ites that wanted to spend the night. Right? Read.
But were mingled among the heathen.
What do we do?
Were mingled among the heathen.
We were mingled among the heathen. We mixed with them. This is exactly what we do today. You come into knowledge and understanding of the truth, and you know what? Instead of you saying, I'm gonna operate how the scriptures say, we love to hear the scripture. Our people love to hear it, but when it's time to do it, like, no, we want to be mingled among the heathen. What's American culture? Baseball, hot dogs, and what? Barbecues, beer, right, stuff like that. We want that. What we imagine? The American dream. The first thing we say, a white picket fence, right? And
T-jar.
And 2-car garage. What is it? I think they say 2.5 children because your dog counts as a half a child, right? So this is look at that. Your dog counts as half of a child. This is the understanding of the heathen. Okay, these are the things that they say that we're supposed to go after. So what do? We go after them. And when you get your white picket fence, your hot dogs, and your baseball games, what do? We see that, we feel it, we want acceptance. And so what do? I'm going to go buy a big fat turkey for Thanksgiving. My daughter's going to dress up as the devil for Halloween. You know what? I'm going to get my son the PS. I don't even know which one we on right now. I'm going to get my son the PS 95. Boom. Xbox 217. I'm going to get him that for Christmas. Right? You got to see our Easter suits, brother.
I was just
you got to see our Easter suits. And what we do is, it's called the process of assimilation. We're trying to assimilate into American society. When what we need to do is separate from American society. Read on, all right?
Verse 34 from the top. They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them. They were mingled among the heathen and learned their works.
And learn what?
And learned their works.
So we learned what they did. We learned how to serve their gods. Read verse 36.
And they served their idols.
There you go. I didn't even mean to overstep my boundaries. The Most High already saying it. We served the heathen's idols. We served Caesar Borgia. You know how many people you could say, man, Christ was a black man. This not that white image, that's not Christ. And they'll say, oh, I know, and then go right back to the Christian church where that same image is the image that's worshipped. Or they might take Caesar Borgia and dip him in chocolate and put him in front of you. You know, they might put an afro wig on him. Sometimes they tie on some dreadlocks on him. But it's the same man, same features, same face, just brown. No, let's find, when you find, we ain't got to find out what the Most High, what Christ looked like, but when you go into it, it's not the same. And so we got to stay away from that, from what the heathens did. What we say, I can pull out a number of times over the years. I've showed many of brothers that are in Islam, Nation of Islam or Orthodox Islam. Like, this is what the Quran says. This is what the Quran says. Now let me show you what Islam did historically to my people. Then you know what they'll say? Well, Islam is a religion of peace. They love to say that. But when you read in the Quran and you see what it says and how and you go historically about what the Quran did to us, there was no peace involved. They didn't come and negotiate with us. They came that you had one or two options, the same way the Christians did. You gonna get down or you gonna lay down. We already know what that was. You got something you want to bring out? I got more out of that 106 I want to get.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead, read on.
Verse 37. And they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto death.
They sacrificed what?
Their sons and their daughters unto death.
And this is what we still doing to this day. Every time we say, what part of the turkey you want, son? You're sacrificing. You're sacrificing your child. But why do you sacrifice your child unto death? Because the heathen that we dealing with don't have nothing else. Hold that in Psalm 106 and give me Deuteronomy. No, matter of fact, no. Stay in 106. Read verse 39.
Verse 30, 106 Psalms, verse 39.
Mm-hmm.
Thus were they defiled with their own works.
So we defiled ourselves with these works by celebrating these things, by acknowledging these things, by accepting these things. Oh, it's okay. You know what? Christianity, that's what my mama has, what her mama has, what her mama's had, right? And all the way down the line. Where our people were given this and not given the truth. We always say, oh, our people weren't able to read during slavery. No, you weren't able to read. But the reason they didn't want you to read it wasn't because so you couldn't read the street sign. They wanted you to be able to read the street sign because you was driving them around. They wanted you to be able to read how much or where to put the crops or so on and so. If they had a sign for you, guess what? They wanted you to know that much. But they didn't want you to read this Bible. This is why go look up the slave Bible. And it's a documentary about it. You can see all the different books that were taken out. So you can understand the books that they took out were the books that were talking to directly to and about you, and there was no denying it. Read on.
And went a whoring with their own invention.
And with their own what?
Invention.
And this is what we right now to this day. So then we come up, we'll leave, we might leave the white man's understanding and come up with our own understanding. Now we're gonna have the Bible. We're not going to have white Jesus. We're going to have black Jesus. And now we're going to make some African customs into our Christian religion. Right? Well, you just adding sin unto sin. You're going to lead a white Jesus. He's still the same dude. You just paint him brown. And now you're going to add some African custom that don't have nothing to do with the Most High into it, right? That's your own invention. Read on up.
Verse 40.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore was the wrath of the Lord kindled against his people.
And this is why the Most High came against us. Read.
Insomuch that he abhorred his own inheritance.
Mm-hmm.
He gave them into the hand of the heathen.
He gave us into it. So this is what you want to be like the heathen? Go ahead. You can have it. You're going to see. And this is what happens. This is why America doesn't respect us the way they respect the other nation. Now, I'm not by no means am I saying that America respects any nation, but we are the most disrespected. You know why? Because go watch the ESPN documentary on Bruce Lee, and during the period of Bruce Lee was during like the 60s and 70s, and at this time, of course, we were fighting for our civil rights and equality and so on and so forth. Well, the Chinese people at that time had said, you know what? Let's not be like the troublemaking blacks. Let's just accept what they do with what America has given us. Let's just assimilate into American society. So this is why right now you can go to different cities and states and they have their own town, Chinatown, and is run and funded and schooled and their stores and everything is by them, for them, about them.
God.
They're respected. Guess what? Nagasaki, the bomb was dropped on Nagasaki in what? Japan, correct? Guess what? They got bread for that. They got a big payback for that. America didn't contribute to the Holocaust, but guess what? America also pays the Jewish people a check for the Holocaust.
For Riviera Camp. The Holocaust Museum is like a block away from where we normally go to camp from. Mm-hmm. And the only reason that, I can't say the only reason, but one of the reasons why these people are getting their reparations is what they want in college is because they have a nation, they have a flag, they have all of that. So why not be the nation of Israel, man, and stand up so we can get our reparations, y'all? What the heck is wrong with y'all?
I'm saying even if we don't get the reparations of America, the blessing and the reparation that the Most High gonna give us is gonna super exceed that.
It's way better,
right? To be above all nations, the nation of kings and priests, a nation of gods with a little G, not a big G, right? Read verse 42.
Their enemies, like and they that hated them ruled over them.
Okay.
Their enemies also oppressed them.
So they that hated us ruled over us, and our oppressors, our enemies oppressed us. This is why right now it don't matter where we go, what neighborhood you in, We don't own anything. We don't run anything. This is why the police can harass us and shoot us down. This is why the laws are directly set up for us for life to be more difficult against us. Read.
And they were brought into subjection under their hands.
So we was even brought into subjection. They ruled over us. They oppressed us, and we were made subjection unto them. You got something you want to add up?
Let me just touch on it real quick. It said they're enemies. Y'all, if it say we got enemies right here, how does God love everybody, y'all? Man, Martin Luther King really did a number on us, y'all, for real, with all of this, for integration. Integrate. Why? When we had Black Wall Streets in towns like 9th Street in Arkansas and North Carolina, towns like that we was striving in for Rosewood, Florida, man, but we was doing our own thing, man. We was doing our own thing. Wasn't even worried about y'all. Let me just touch on something else you said earlier. You said that a dog is counted as a part of the family. But us Israel, man, we still 3/5 human beings, man. Y'all sit on that.
That's deep right there. That's facts.
That's all I had, bro.
Okay. In Psalms 106, go to Deuteronomy 32. In Psalms 106, it said, where is that? Verse 37, it says, they sacrifice their sons and their daughters unto devils. Give me Deuteronomy 32 and verse 17.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 17. They sacrifice unto devils.
So they did what?
They sacrifice unto devils.
This is what we do. We still doing it. We still in the process of sacrificing to the devil. The word devil means deceiver. We're sacrificing to the deceiver. The word deceiver breaks down or is synonymous with the word liar. So we're sacrificing to the lies of what? Thanksgiving. That's a lie. The whole story about it. A brother posted on social media. I can't remember which one. He posted the pictures of the cartoon of Pocahontas. And in the cartoon of Pocahontas, it shows the white man. He's hugging the Princess Pocahontas. And they're loving each other. And they're in love. And they're gazing into each other's eyes and kissing. And then he shows the actual paintings of the story of Pocahontas and the rape of Pocahontas.
And the who?
And the rape of Pocahontas.
They not that bad. The Caesar Brothers family not that bad.
Oh yeah, they that bad.
Come on, man.
Right? Oh yeah, they that bad.
Horrible, man.
Give me Deuteronomy 32 and 17 one more time.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 17. They sacrifice unto devils.
We still doing that, read.
Not to God.
Not to the Most High. We don't want to do that. We don't want to hear the Most High's holy days, but we will deal with the holy days and customs of the heathen, of America, of modern day Babylon. Read on.
Okay, real quick. I just want to point this out. It said, not to God, big G. The next thing says, to God's little G.
Yep.
Whom they knew not. The new gods that came up newly, whom your fathers feared not.
Notice it says to new gods. Like Caesar Borgia is a newer god. Yeah, it's been around for a couple of hundred years, maybe even, no, I can't even say 1,000. No, can't even say 1,000 years. A couple of hundred years, right? To new gods that came newly up. Guess what? Islam is a new god. That's a new god. That's not a god of antiquities. Islam came after the Bible had already been completed. This is why so much of it is taken from the Bible. When you read the Quran, you know what's funny is they don't have any of their own angels. They don't have any of their own characters. They don't have any of their own prophets. They don't have any of their own leaders or everybody is Moses, Christ, Mary, David, Solomon, Gabriel. Everybody came right out this book right here.
Come on, he's still himself, man. Let me just touch on Muhammad real quick. How can an illiterate man write a Quran?
Right. Come on with it.
I mean, the last illiterate man that I knew who wrote songs, R. Kelly, he was writing songs. Yeah, he wasn't writing the whole Quran. And then Muhammad, I can't say no prophet. That man Muhammad say, man, he was a cutthroat dude. Go do y'all research on Muhammad, man. Say there wasn't no peace with that man, for real. Say if you didn't get down, he's gonna lay down. What they say on Start Property, stay property. You either gonna get down, you're gonna lay down, man. For real. And then he was just soaking up game. He sat around people who knew these scriptures, man. For he couldn't read or write. So he was just going off recite. What Quran mean? To recite, man. Come on, y'all. I gotta catch up with this stuff. Which one is right?
Not even that. That's right and exact. But just to bring it up to today's times, how many people with a good state of mind, with good old plain old common damn sense, is going to read a book written by someone who cannot read or write? Common sense just tell you, like, you can't read or write. Why would I read this?
Bring it out. Say it, man.
Oh
man, I didn't hear it all.
Give me 1 Corinthians chapter 10. Right. And go to verse 20.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 20. But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice.
Stop. So the things that the Gentiles sacrifice, the word Gentile and the word heathen are the same. These words mean the same thing. Okay? In this particular instance, it's saying the Gentile, the other nations, the heathen, right? The lowers. You want to bring that up?
You know it.
Go ahead.
This is the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary.
Mm-hmm.
This is the definition of Gentile. Usually, it means a non-Israelite people. Under the conditions of peace, considerate treatment was accorded to Gentiles by the Israelites under the Old Testament law. So it's just it's usually a non-Israelite person, man. What was we at? 10 and 22?
10 and 20.
10 and 20. Okay, real quick. Y'all, we Israelites, you know, Gentiles, man. Like, if y'all hear somebody say that, man, please tell them to get in contact with the Battle Axes, man. We will gladly break that down for y'all.
Yeah.
We are not Gentiles, man. Probably got a Gentile state of mind. But we still Israelites, man. But I just had to bring that out.
Go ahead.
Verse 20.
Just start from the top. Yeah.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10 and verse 20 from the top. But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils.
So we understand that the heathen, they sacrifice to devils. This is why when you go into certain stores and you see the Hindu god, it's an elephant, he got 1,000 arms, right? That's different levels of or different states of beings for that particular god. This is why all the different Hindu gods have so many arms, because they're in different states of being, right? Mm-hmm. This is why when you deal with when you deal with hell, I'm gonna even skip over all that, man. Go to Britain and London and all of them. You know what? They bloody don't even believe in bloody gods.
Not bloody, mate. Bloody. They bloody don't believe it, mate. But you go across the little water right up, go to the Vatican, go holler at the Pope, tell him lift up his skirt first so he see out his iniquity. He'll let y'all know for real what Christ is, man. For real. But y'all won't. Just go do y'all some research, man. It's not hard. Sorry, don't do no research. Say, hey Siri to your phone. Right. Hey Google to your phone and ask your phone these questions, man. If you think that we up here, lying.
Right. Go look up the Queen of Heaven. Go find out who she is. One of the first pictures that'll pop up is going to be Mary in the Catholic Church. But as you keep reading, you're going to find Astaroth. Go find out, go read about, he said Nimrod. Go read about Nimrod. Go read about Tammuz, Tammuz. He's in the Bible as well. And the scriptures tell us that we worship this. This is where you get the concept of worshiping baby Jesus from. Okay? Go look up Thursday. Go look up Wednesday. Listen to the word.
To my Asgard dude? The dude from Asgard? Yes. The dad named Odin?
Yes.
Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about.
Right.
You Avengers fan?
Yes.
Say, man, they stealing, man.
Okay. Go look that up. Because these are gods. And when you look into these gods, guess what? Like when you deal with the Greek god Zeus. The Greek god Zeus, for example, he was a pagan god that, guess what? He committed adultery and he committed pedophilia with a little boy. He would turn into an eagle, go down, kidnap the boy of his liking, and then fly that little boy away and have his way with that boy. This is where the word, this is why I don't use this word, but this is where the word mentor comes from. Because the men tormented the little boys. That's a different lesson. But this is just going into how they sacrifice into devils. The deceiving understanding of these false gods. Read.
And not to God.
And not to the Most High. Read.
I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils.
So we ain't supposed to deal with that. Why? Read.
Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of the devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and the table of devils.
So you can't be on both sides. This is why in that previous scripture we read in Deuteronomy, where he was saying, don't do like the things you did unto that. If you find those heathen nations, and you find out how they worship their God, don't mix their worship with me. But as you read in the scriptures, you're gonna find that we did that. We were in error and did those same mistakes. We felt like, you know what, I'm gonna keep this custom and the Most High's custom. And then it got to a point where, well, this is why the Most High say don't do that either. You can't serve two masters because you'll love one and despise the other. Because then we begin to despise the Most High and love the other, their other gods, just like we do today. Yeah, we say we love God. We say we hear the scriptures, but when it's time to do what the scripture says, we hold on to the other gods: Caesar Borgia, Christianity, Catholicism, Islam. The brother brought out Islam. Let me say this: if you in the Nation of Islam and you tuning in, because I know some of y'all are, guess what? Your master teachers. Elijah Muhammad, Master Farad Muhammad. Guess what? They will teach you. It is in your teachings that you guys are not Muslims. You're not from the lost tribe of Shabazz, but you are part of the 12 tribes of Israel, the children of Israel. They will tell you that. Malcolm has said this. Elijah Muhammad has said this. Master Farad Muhammad has said this.
Khalid Muhammad has said
come
that.
on, man.
So Khalid said, "We are the people of the book, man."
And so is Farrakhan. So all of your leaders have already said that. So man, put that down. Why do you think that when you go to mosque, why do you think you study more out of the Holy Bible than you do a Quran? Because really, this is the book that you're supposed to deal with. You got something you want to add?
Go ahead.
Give me Daniel chapter 3. Daniel chapter 3, start at verse 3. Because this is the custom of the people. This is how they want us to be. Matter of fact, hold that. Give me 1 Maccabees 41, and then we're going to go right into Daniel. Give me 1 Maccabees chapter 1
and 41.
Verse 41. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 41.
Bring it out.
Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
That all should be one people. What do you do right now when you send your child to school? What do they do? With a heart, ready, begin. And everybody know. You pledge allegiance to the flag, and you go all the way down. And what do you say at the end? One nation.
Under God.
Right?
Indivisible.
This is the same thing. So King Antiochus, a Greco-Roman, he said that this is how I want this to be done. Every read on. So everyone should leave his law. So he was talking. This was directed at Israel, but he had to do it to the whole kingdom for it to work. And so guess what? All of the Asians that were under his kingdom, that were in his kingdom, all the Arabs that were in his kingdom, all the so-called white people that were in his kingdom, all of these people that were in his kingdom, the Arabs, the Persians, the Hamites, the so-called Africans, right? They didn't care to leave their laws because they had, as the scripture said, they had already did all the abominable things that the Most High hate. So it was nothing for them to adapt to or to assimilate to Greco-Romanism, or in our case today, Americanism, right? Read.
So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Ye, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
Go back, and it said, now, just to tie all that in, he said, so everyone should leave his laws. So all the what? Heathen agreed. Don't learn the ways of the heathen. Because the heathen's going to agree with that. They don't have a problem with it. Sure, I'll leave my ways as long as you accept me into your society, America. Right? Listen, let me go to school with you. Let me get a job with you. Let me vote for one of you white Americans to rule over me and tell me what I can and can't do and how I'm acceptable in this area and not in that area. Right? Long as I say, oh, I'm a African American. I'm a Chinese American. I'm a Mexican American. No, you either one thing or the other. But if you assimilate into this society, you're going to be you become both. It says, so many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, consented to it. We said, you know what? I'm fine with that, just like it is today. Yeah, we have the Bible. When you hear the Bible, and you may even say you read the Bible, you may even know some scriptures. But when it comes time to do what the scriptures say, and the scripture always tells us to do what? Stand fast. Right? Be consistent in this. Don't waver. Not, to the left hand, not to the right hand. Don't add or take away. The scriptures tell us over and over again not to do these things. But we do it because we want to be accepted or be normal in this particular society. Modern day Babylon. Read on.
And sacrifice unto idols.
And sacrifice unto what?
Idols.
And what else they do?
And profane the Sabbath.
And we profane the Sabbath, right? Go ahead.
I have a question for all my people out there who watching and all of that, especially Israel. This really go out to y'all. Hey man, y'all know we got a daddy, right? Like every other nation or all these heathens that we trying to be like, they got a daddy who look like them. So why we can't listen to our daddy who look like us, man? It was just a question. I just had that question. I really want them to think about that for real, because if you go look at Ammon, Moab, Ham, Esau, everybody got a daddy who look like them, man. For real. And like it just so happened that our daddy, our father, is the Most High God, the only God that works, man. I don't understand it, man. I ain't never heard Esau and them say, "Hey, I'm praying to my God." And it's something really happened.
Work, right?
Yeah, it's something really happened.
Don't go like that.
It's like Baal now, man. What y'all worshiping in this?
Y'all worshiping it? Maybe he sleep right now.
Yeah. Come back later. So once you put all that meat out there for maybe eat up something, then he'll come bless y'all. Y'all, our father is the only one that works, man. For real, like my earthly father is dead and he's passed on and all of that. So am I finna go to the heathens and learn their ways and all? Well, man, that's why I open up the scriptures, man. For to start reading. It's simple. Go ahead, Doc.
Give me verse 44.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 44. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah.
So he says to all the children of Israel, read,
that they should follow the strange laws of the land.
the what?
Strange laws of the land.
The strange laws of the land. This is the strange laws of the land. When they hold up the Bible, when you get sworn in as a president, you get sworn in on the Bible. When you in court, what they swear you in on the Bible, right? And they do this, but then when it's time to say, okay, well, I observe the Lord, your job looks at you like, what? Yeah, so I'm gonna need to not be able to work on Saturday. What? Shaggy. They don't understand that. You know what? You want Sunday off? That's what you mean? No, I don't want your strange laws. I want the holy law of the Most High, right? He said to follow the strange laws of the land, right? Read.
And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple. And they should profane the Sabbaths
and what?
And festival days.
Just like we doing today. We profane the Sabbath. We work, we do our overtime on the Sabbath day and take Sunday off. When someone say, you know what, the Feast of Dedication, the Passover, or Tabernacles, when we bring up these days, it's a burden. You screw your face up, and you look at it, it's like, you can't believe that we even talking to you about this. As soon as Thanksgiving comes, you can't wait to get that turkey. You can't wait to show your Easter outfit off. You can't wait to show your ugly Christmas sweater, right? Read out.
For the king at Shalaka. Okay, I got 46. And pollute the sanctuary and holy people.
Read.
Set up altars and groves and chapels of idols.
And what?
And sacrifice swine's flesh.
And sacrifice what?
Swine's flesh.
And what else?
And unclean beasts.
See, it is, and that right now, this is why we don't understand it. This was not on accident. It's not on accident that we were given pork. It's not on accident that we gonna eat gumbo and what else? What else is it? Shrimp and crab, chitterlings. Man, who wants to eat a whole butt? Like it's on social media all the time, every Thanksgiving, where it's the whole butt. They show you squeezing out the crap out of it. Like, and you know, I'm just gonna clean it up real good. Why would you want to eat that?
They put it in your clean.
They put it in your. And you gonna eat that, right? Read on, all right?
That they should also leave their children uncircumcised.
Read.
And make their souls abominable.
And make their what abominable though?
And make their souls abominable.
With what?
With all manner of uncleanness.
Read on.
And profanation.
So this is what we do when we eat these things and when we celebrate these false holidays. Read on.
To the end, they might forget the law.
That's the whole plan, to get us to forget the law. because they know as long as we dealing with the law, and we under the law, and we keep these commandments, that the Most High is going to fight for us, and we already know the Most High is undefeated. And you mean to tell me our spiritual undefeated?
Ask vocab along if he undefeated.
Right? We're gonna ask our Father who's undefeated to fight for us if we do what he asked us to do. And now they saying, do this so that they might forget the law. Because guess what? We like pork. We like shrimp, crab, lobster, catfish. We like the Christmas tree. We like those things. Read verse 50.
And change all ordinance. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said, he shall die.
So we understand
he should die.
That was made a decree. Give me Daniel chapter 3, start at verse 3.
I come real quick. Let me touch on something. First Maccabees 1:45, and at the end it says, and they shall profane the Sabbaths and the festival days. Y'all, do y'all not know that y'all have the livest feast days on the planet?
You not understand that you have one every month.
So, hold on. The Most High had commanded us to kick it for about 2 weeks. Sound like a little Hanukkah on it. They be stealing. And then Christmas. What I want to give you a gift for if I see you all the time? You my brother. I don't want no gift from you, man. It say, surely oppression make the wise man mad, but a gift destroys the heart. Don't be trying to give me no gift or nothing like that. And just like I was going to, every month, the Most High had commanded us to go represent Israel for the way that Israel should be represented. Now, real quick, at these Christmas days, people be drunker than a skunk. Somebody gonna get last or high side, and maybe a fight. It may be a fight on Thanksgiving. But any of them other holiday, y'all gonna get it on, man. Bro, I've been out in this congregation almost 2 years, man. So it ain't, we don't get down like that over here. So we trying to keep all the ordinances, man, and the feast days, man, because you know what? It works.
It's simple. It works.
Rick couldn't touch on this too. And all my Israelites, y'all do know that we the biggest, strongest, fastest, can jump high, most athletic, and all of that. Look, it said that we're gonna leave our customs. Do y'all not know that they got y'all playing football on the Shabbat for a reason?
For a reason.
And then it's like a coliseum. It's 100,000 people hollering at 120 people for talking about some go, 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 go. So who is really y'all guys, man?
It's crazy you say that. It's like a Daniel chapter 3. Start at verse 3. It's funny that you say it's like a coliseum, because in LA, everybody know about the Great Western Forum. Everybody know about Staples Center. Guess what? It's a spot right down the street in the South Central LA where the Clippers used to play all the time. It's called the Coliseum.
Where USC played while at?
At the Coliseum.
Say, man, come on.
It's simple.
Because we have to leave all our ordinances. So we that big of punks that King, hold on. So we that big of punks that Joe Biden can tell the Israelites, hey man, y'all better not do that or y'all gonna die. Sign me up for death, homie. I don't know who you playing with, man. For real, but that's all I had on that.
Okay, give me Daniel chapter 3. Start at verse 3.
The book of Daniel, chapter 3 and verse 3.
So now this is just giving you some just give you some history or some background on what we finna go into. This is during the time of our Babylonian captivity, and we were under the king of Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar is pretty much going to pull some of the same thing that Antiochus pulled, which is some of the same thing that America pulled. Bring it out.
The book of Daniel, chapter 3 and verse 3. Then the princes, the governors, and captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces were gathered together unto dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up.
So he had set up this image, and they were there to gather in dedication to this particular image. Read.
And they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up.
Read.
Then a herald cried aloud, to you it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages.
So he said to all of y'all out there, to the Asian Americans, to the Latin Americans, you so-called African Americans, you if whatever you are with an American at the end of it, you want to be part of this? You want to be accepted in American society? He said, this is commanded to you. Read.
That at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, the flute, the harp, the sackbut, the psaltery, the dulcimer, and all kinds of musics, ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king has set up.
You all know what this is? It's crazy because this is recently, if you pay attention to it, It don't get as much respect as it used to, but you still got to do it before every sporting event and even some concerts. Guess what you got to do? That national anthem.
Teach us.
Stand up. Stand up and pay homage and respect to this flag, to this country, to this nation. They're always in a state of making us accept so we can try to assimilate into what this country and this nation wants us to be. What I say earlier, white picket fence, hot dogs, and baseball games, right? Blue jeans.
Let me precept.
Go ahead,
real quick. We got to go back to First Maccabees 1:49 to the end. They might forget the law and change the verse 50. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said, should die. Let's speed it up to today. Colin Kaepernick, man, football. Yeah, I know. Say they might say, nope, take a knee. All the red men, that ain't what I want to say, but all the red men, for real, like they got irate. We can't say pissed off, but they was irate. Who does this African American, since we're saying that, who does this African American? He probably, well, who knows? Who does he think he is? So we gonna kill him. How are we gonna kill him? We ain't gonna literally just stick a knife in his heart for on TV. No. I was gonna pull a plug on all that cash that man say he was getting. Yeah, but you get millions and you the quarterback or something. And your endorsement, your football contract, your endorsements, all of that. All that gone. So you don't think that man for real knows something about something for real? Like that's how they'll kill you, man. For they just snatch everything from you, especially if your guy is gold, oil, and drugs. Man, you see what I'm saying? Verse 4. The book of I got you. Verse 6. The book of Daniel, chapter 3 and verse 6. Yeah, and whoso falleth not down and worship shall the same hour be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. Fiery furnace. You already understand. If you know this history, then you know that's going to go into Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. But this brother was bringing up Colin Kaepernick. You can go back into the 1990s. There was a basketball player. His name was Chris Jackson, and then he became a Muslim. And he decided that he wasn't going to. He was no longer going to stand for the national anthem. They told him that he had to. So what he decided to do is he would stand face to east and pray to his God. Well, he was blackballed even after he was the two teams that he played on. He was not only their leading scorer, he was their leading assist getter and their leading steal getter. How you lead two different teams in scoring, assists, and steals, and now you blackballed out the league. Mm-hmm. Well, obviously it ain't because of your play. It's because he didn't bow down. They put him through that fiery furnace. Read verse 7 to wrap that up. Daniel chapter 3 and verse 7. Therefore, at the time when all the people heard the sound so all the people heard it, and what did they do? The sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and all kinds of music. Mm-hmm. All the people, the nations, and languages fell down and worshipped the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar, the king, had set up. So it's simple. This is the ways of the heathen. This is what they do. They've been trying to tie us into this for years. And what we got to understand is it's not we supposed to be a separate nation. We supposed to be severed from these people. We should stand out. Don't want to assimilate. Don't want to mingle. Don't want to mix. I'm not telling you to hate anyone. That's your business, how you personally feel about people. But I'm saying culture-wise, we're not supposed to mix with these people. I said something not too long ago on one of our lessons where it was a point in time where we used to be like, you want to skydive? And that's some white shit. Hey, bring it out. And the problem is now we've assimilated so much so that now we just see it like it's a normal thing. So who in their right mind with common sense looks at a working airplane and say, I'm going to jump out while I'm in flight? Who in their right mind with good common sense say, I'm going to swim with the sharks that are known to be man-eaters? Who in their right mind say, you know what? Because this is wild. I don't want to eat clean food. I want to eat bull testicles. I want to eat bats. And I want to eat these things because this is the food that we want to eat, right? Well, this is what the other nations do, and because we see the other nations and we like, man, I desire that freedom, or I desire that acceptance. I desire that to be mingled with that so much. We want to do it too. When before it was a day and time we used to be like, man, that's some white shit. Come. Just Why you going to the next? Let me ask a question. Well, no, I got a comment. Could Martin Luther King read or write? Because I swear, like that man had graduated like at 15. He was out in Morehouse, you know, brushing shoulders. Like he would give him some good worldly knowledge, man. Why he skipped this? That's my question. Why did he skip this and want to lead us into that burning building, man?
Right.
What's going on? That we ain't Israelites? Now we need to be Christians and come together? Man, like the third, fourth book of the Bible say, don't do that.
Don't do that.
So Martin Luther King wasn't that smart in the scriptures, bro. He got a Nobel Peace Prize. Come on, man. Something is very, very wrong with that picture, man. That's why Malachi 2:7, man. That is real, man. For the priest lips should keep knowledge, man. For real. We got to keep some knowledge, man, for real. Because that man, he had really set us back like another 150 years. And before I came to the truth, I didn't believe none of that, man. I had to come here and read this stuff myself. You heard what I said, right? I had to read this stuff for myself. Yeah, man. Forget all that here say, she say, they say. No, come here and read this stuff for yourself, man.
So that was all you want to bring
Come on.
So just going back in the previous scriptures, we was saying and showing how these nations understand that they got to keep us unclean, that they try to give us everything unclean, try to force us not to keep our laws so that we'll forget. Because they understand that if we are in sync with our Father, that there's nothing that any of these nations, no matter how strong or how many people come against us, it's nothing they can do for us. It's nothing they can do with us. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and verse 9.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 9. Mm-hmm. The Lord shall establish thee a holy people unto himself.
So we're supposed to be this holy people unto the Most High. We're supposed to be separated. We're supposed to be special above all nations. The scripture says that. Right, Deuteronomy Chapter 7 breaks it down. It's so many other places as well. If you want to go New Testament, one of my favorites, of course, everybody knows is Revelation Chapter 5, verse 10. And it's telling you the status that we're supposed to be at. Right, so he's saying that we should be a holy nation, a holy people unto himself. Read 28:9.
Oh, as he has sworn unto thee. If thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God.
So we will be this holy people unto himself, as he swore to us. So the Most High is not going to break his swear, right? His promise, his oath. He swore to us that we will be a holy people, special unto himself. If what? Read that again.
We walk in all his ways.
Wait, read from if thou shalt.
Okay. If thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God.
And what?
And walk in his ways.
Read verse 10.
And all the people of the earth shall see that thou art called by my name, of the Lord.
So the people gonna see us and they gonna know, like, man, that's God's children.
The name of the Lord.
So those are God's children. And how would they be with us?
And they shall be afraid of thee.
They shall be what?
Afraid of thee.
And this is the problem. This is why the other nations are not afraid of us. Because we don't deal with the commandments. They know that if they keep us in Islam and Christianity, and you know what? What's Tina Turner into? Is that Buddhism or Hinduism?
I'm not wrong.
One of those isms, right? They know that if they keep us in that we won't be able that we're not strong, right? Give me 2 Maccabees chapter 8, verse 36.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 2.
Chapter 8.
Shalak. Chapter 8 and verse 36. Thus he that took upon him to make good to the Romans their tributes by means of captives in Jerusalem.
So right here, this particular person, he's going to the Roman empires and he's taking his tribute, right? By means of the captives of Jerusalem, he's taking it to the children of Jerusalem to the Romans as payment for something. Read.
Told abroad that the Jews had God to fight for them. And therefore, they could not be hurt because they followed the laws that he gave them.
So this is simple and plain. That we can't even be hurt if we follow these laws. So it said that told abroad. I mean, it wasn't just told in Rome for the Romans to know. It was told abroad. The whole world knew it. They understood it, and they was like, you know what, man, don't do it. If they dealing in righteousness, don't mess with those people, man, because you can't even hurt them. A scientist not long ago there was a big debate about what color Superman would be. This was the funniest debate, and because Superman will be a black man, he gets regenerated or gets his strength from the sun. The white man going to the sun and start eating his ass up alive.
No, you just go outside, especially in Texas too long.
But a black man, what? He get tan. You hear a lot of these people in conscious community, they talk about how the sun can strengthen us in our pineal gland and all that. Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah. I'm not fighting any of that. But a white man can't sit in the sun and get none of that power, right? Do you know anything about Superman?
Yeah.
What was Superman's father's name? Do you know?
Clark can't see you, I think.
No, man.
I'm messing with
What was Superman's name?
Clark Kent.
What was his real name?
I forgot it.
Kal-El. Why does he have Kal and El? El is the Hebrew word for God. Kal is part of our word, is part of how we say hallelujah when you really get into how to say it in the Hebrew. So it's really his praise to God is what his name means. What was his father's name? Yah-El. You know what that is in Hebrew? That's Joel in the Bible. It's right there. We don't even see this. The scientists are telling you that Superman's supposed to be black and that he have a Hebrew name. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They telling us what's up right in front of you. What did it say in Maccabees? It said, thus that took upon him to make good to the Romans their tribute by means of the captives of Jerusalem, told abroad. The whole world understood this. What did they understand? That the Jews had God to fight for them, and therefore they could not be hurt because they followed the laws that God gave them. That's simple. We a nation of Supermans. Wake up, Israel. You got something you want to pull?
Yep, because if they ain't believe in the second Maccabee, we're going to go to Judith and go get it, man.
Bring it out, all right?
So this is Judith chapter 5. I'm going to start at 20. Now, therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error in this people,
If there's any mistake in these people, read.
and they sin against their God,
And we understand sin is a transgression of the law. Read.
let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
But what?
But if there be no iniquity in their nation,
Now, anytime you say the word "but," it's always it's like a content there. Go ahead.
let my Lord now pass by. These their Lord defend them, and their God be for them. And we become a reproach before and we become a reproach before all the world, man. So basically, if we listen to what our Father say, do what our Father tell us to do, we gonna be shining, man. And like, sir, I'm sorry to say, like, we're gonna be shining, man. For real, we're gonna be shining, gliding, man. Yes, sir.
I love it.
Styling and profiling out here. Y'all already know that. How are we not following any rules, cursed, and probably everywhere? And these heathens want to be like
They
us.
still want to be like this.
So come on, man.
It should click in your mind, like, man, why are we at the bottom and they still want to be like us? Who want to be like the losers?
Not I.
Who want to be like the losers?
Not I said, kid.
Go look at the homeless people. How many people you know want to be the homeless, the poor, the downtrodden, the unaccepted, the prisoners? Who want to be them? The other nations.
Do you hear me, man?
They want to be us so bad. It's funny to see them when they turn their cool on. They don't have their own cool.
Ain't got no
They trying to steal ours.
I see Esau sagging, because that is N-I-G-G-A said he is one of those. He ain't have no DD bop. It's like he was walking as he was counting.
Ain't no swag.
1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4.
It's nobody.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Man, I'm talking about, hold on. And then we can go to Amen in. They be trying to be there. And Moab in. All the trying to tag her. Why y'all trying to get haircuts like Issachar and them? Issachar and them keep a fade like how Judah and them keep a fade. And y'all want to be on the bottom of society. I thought y'all was so much better, man. I thought China was like one of the world powers. Right. Yeah, then let's go for every other nation for real. Because like Israel scattered through all the nations. Can't tell us y'all don't want to be us, man. For real. So why don't we just wise up and listen, man? But Israel remind me of my children, my real children. I have to tell them the same thing 6, 7 times, man, for real. I don't know how many times we're gonna have to read. If thou shalt hearken diligently, if you shall listen diligently.
Yeah.
But
But
it's gonna come. But come on, man. We too hard headed for all that, man. For everybody claiming to be grown, man, grow up. Go ahead.
Give me 2nd Ezra chapter 7.
Yes, sir.
Verse 21.
The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 7 and verse 21. For God had given straight commandments.
He gave us what?
Straight commandments.
Read.
To such as came.
Mm-hmm.
What they should do
So
to live.
What we should do, this is how he gave us straight commandments for what we should do to live. These are commandments that you should be trying to live by. Simple. This is your, I taught to some brothers and they be so conscious and so deep. Yeah, you know, the code and the creed and all. Oh man, what are you talking about? Some of laws, statutes, and commandments?
That part.
Oh, so you don't have that. You got a code and the creed though. Got you. Well, law, statutes, and commandments is what the Most High gave us to live, that we should live by. Read.
And came, even as they came,
Uh-huh.
and what they should observe to avoid punishment.
What we should observe to avoid punishment. I put out some of these scriptures almost in every lesson sometimes because it's pertinent and it's potent. It's potent and pertinent information that we given us, just so you can say, "Oh, I get it. The laws is what we should live by." He said, "What? Even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment." So for all of you out there observing Thanksgiving, observing Christmas, observing Easter, Halloween, Valentine's Day, 4th of July, all these days, man, understand that more times than not, us as a nation of people, we were still in our demise at that point in time, at the height of our demise at that time. At the height of our demise. Not at a point where today we think we doing better, where things are just masked and disguised. But we were at the height of our demise during some of the times that we think we're supposed to be celebrating Thanksgiving, 4th of July. And when Christmas became, we don't even understand that I think it was during the 1920s or 1930s, that Christmas was on its way out in America. They was getting ready to get rid of it.
Remember that? Then what they did? They brought a big jolly fat dude.
They brought you, I'm gonna tell you, they brought you Santa Claus. Now you ever pay attention to what is one of the most important things on TV during Christmas time? Do you know?
Go ahead.
Them Coca-Cola commercials.
Oh, because Santa be on there.
Listen, because that's tied together. Coca-Cola paid for that back then. This is what, please make the understanding. It's the History Channel actually did a documentary on it years ago. They only played it for maybe 1 or 2 years during so-called Christmas season. I haven't seen it since, but look it up. It's available for you.
Oh, jolly old Saint Nick, man.
So we supposed to have these laws that we supposed to live by, and he gave us understanding on what we should observe to avoid punishment. Again, that's the lake of fire, and you don't really hear me teach a lot about that. But these law, statutes, commandments, these Sabbath days, these festival days is what helps us avoid the punishment of the lake, the judgment. Right? Give me Sirach 33.
The book of Sirach, chapter 33 and verse 7.
Yep.
Why do it one day excel another?
So why do one day excel another? This is for all of you out there who feel like, well, I just, it's all the same. I could worship God every day of the week. Every day is my Sabbath day. Every day my holy day. Right? Well, Thanksgiving, I really don't do Thanksgiving. We say stuff like that. I really don't do Thanksgiving or Christmas. I just do it for the family. We're going to touch on that too. Read. Go ahead, read.
When as all the light of every day in the year is of the sun.
So they feel like it's all the same day, right? The sun go up and come down. I even heard that in church before. Read.
By knowledge of the Lord.
So by the knowledge of the Most High, though, read.
That were distinct.
They was distinguished, meaning they were discerned. You would be able to say, okay, well, this one is more holy than this one. Obviously, this one is more holy than that one. And obviously, that's just a regular day. Read.
And he altered the seasons and feasts.
The seasons in what?
And feasts.
Read.
Some of them had he made high days.
Made high days. The Sabbath day is made a high day. The new moon is a high day. Right? Passover is a high day. Read.
And hallowed them.
And he hallowed them and he made them holy or made them special, made them set apart. Read.
And some of them had he made
ordinary days. Yeah, like tomorrow. Guess what? Like yesterday was an ordinary day. Black Friday, that's an ordinary day.
I got to interject. Let me just jump in there.
Go ahead, jump in.
You want to know what we heard yesterday?
What y'all heard?
I praise God every day.
Every day. You're going to hear it.
No, hold on.
You're going to hear it.
This lady almost and she almost burnt that into the sidewalk. She said it so much. Man, the Most High said for real, he'll shut up these words in this book, man, for some people. Oh my goodness. We couldn't read this no faster, we couldn't read it any slower or any faster. Can I just go back over it one more time? Why do Ecclesiastes, like Sirach 33 and verse 7. Why do one day excel another, when as all of the light of every day in the year is of the sun? We was like, lady, it's good. Not lady, she's like, sister, it's okay. You know, somebody you can praise the Lord every day for it, but it's distinguished days. Like, you shouldn't be doing this on Thanksgiving. Well, what did you just say? I'm just doing it for my family. Like, we finna get that. So you want your whole family to just burn in the lake of fire, man? Because this also coincides with this, man. This precept is really quick. This is Deuteronomy Chapter 30 and 19. I put this all the time. It say, I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death. King and the ocean them said, if you don't choose this way, we're going to put you to death. For the Most High say, I'll put this stuff in her for real, and if you listen to it, you're going to live. You're going to live. Then it said, life and death, okay, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live. Now, are you selfish, unholy, unrighteous, in the holiday spirit, folks? Y'all selfish, man. It's just by me. When the Most High clearly telling you, if you keep doing this, man, I'm gonna destroy you and your seed. And like, what's going on? So y'all don't care about y'all children that much, to where y'all just rather just cast your children away to the out of darkness. Y'all just don't care. Y'all don't even care. But my people don't consider, man. For this hell, I
don't care. So that really shows how selfish you are, because you don't care about your children, and then more importantly, you don't care about the Most High. You don't care if the Most High said, don't do it. It's an abomination. It's unclean. I hate these things. So you hate your children and you hate the Most High. That shows the pride of our people to hold on to the ways of the heathen.
Clutching them. I mean, I'm talking about, it clearly says, our Father which art in heaven. Like, that's our Father. It's not their Father, it's our Father. Like, just do. But I get it though. I see why a lot of people in the position that they in right now. You go, oh, our Father isn't absent, but do y'all know our Father ain't never left us? Like, ever. He been since before I was born. Birth came through the canal. Wham. This was already here. He's been here, man. He ain't left us nor forsake us. Didn't he say that? Go ahead, Alex.
You finished that, and yes, we did. Okay, give me just to touch on that. Let's get Leviticus. Matter of fact, no, because like you said, they like to say stuff like, well, I don't really celebrate this or that. I do it for my children, right? I do it because I get to be with the family. Give me Jeremiah chapter 2. Jeremiah chapter 2. And give me start at verse 33.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 33. Why trimmest thou way to seek love?
So why do you trim your way? Why do you cut off? You know what? I know that this is wrong, but I'm gonna do it anyway for love, right? Because you want your children, because you say you want it's for your children. You say it's for the family. But really, we're supposed to be trying to lead our family into righteousness. You should be saying, nah, so you know what? We can all get together. We're not going to get together on this day. We're going to all get together on Saturday, and we're going to feast, and we're going to love each other and talk and build and spend some time.
Play some domino, play some spades.
Yeah, as a family, we're going to do that. You know what? Y'all bring the children by on Friday night, and we're going to all have a dinner, and we're going to hang out and build, play some dominoes, play some spades. Let the children run around, right? Why? Because why trim us that for love? Why give them the things that America has for them to sacrifice unto these devils, right? As Deuteronomy 32 said, as Psalms 106 said, we're sacrificing unto the devil when we trim our way for love. Start that from the top.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 33. Why trimmest thou way to seek love? Therefore, hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways.
So this is what you're doing. You teaching the wickedness by doing that. You teaching the wicked ones your wicked ways by doing that. Oh, it's Christmas for the kids. No. I'm saying I'm living to that kids.
Yeah, thank you. That's what you said. Exactly right, man.
Christmas for the kids. Thanksgiving for the kids.
Exactly.
It's for the family, for us all to get together. But when that's not the case, right?
Because Christmas time, let mama don't get no gift. Somebody, it's for the kids. It's for the kids. Let her don't get no gift.
Right.
If there's a happy wife, happy life, or something, whatever crap they be said, whatever little old slang, let her don't get one. Boy, gonna be some smoke in the city, man. Right. But it's for the kids, though. And again, we know what we said. That's why we saying it's for the kids, man, because y'all obviously don't care about y'all children. Y'all obviously don't care about y'all children. Y'all treat them like kids. Come on, man. Y'all gotta wake up and smell the salt or whatever Folgers got in their pot, man. Wake up and smell the coffee, y'all. It's not hard out here. All the thing we gotta do is listen. And everybody with children out there, this should really be hitting home for you. Why you gotta repeat yourself 45 times for your child? Oh, because we can touch our children. It's a little bit different. Because judgment isn't executed speedily. That's why we keep playing like it. Just picture, man, if you walked outside and you sin, and voila, you gone. Or you sin, you celebrate Christmas and we get wind and we just come stone him.
Right.
Bet you know what I'm saying? Bet y'all need to be playing like that then, huh?
Right.
Oh, but the Most High eyes is 10,000 times brighter than the sun, and we can't even look up to that mug with some glasses on. So he see what's going on around here, man. I'll go ahead.
Give me Leviticus 23, start at verse 1. And just so y'all understand these days that we went out in the book of Sirach, where he say, by the knowledge of the Lord, they were distinguished, and he altered seasons and feasts. Some of them he had made high days and hallowed them, and some of them had he made ordinary days. Well, let's find out what days he made high and hallowed. Give me Leviticus chapter 23, start at verse 1.
The book of Leviticus chapter 23, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feast of the Lord.
These are the feasts of the Lord. This is your Thanksgiving. This is your Christmas dinner. This is your 4th of July dinner. These are these holidays that we're supposed to be celebrating. Notice in verse 1, I always gonna bring it out. It says, and the Lord spake. So it's not even Moses speaking right here. The Most High saying this, that these are the feasts, right? Read. These are the feasts of the Lord. Read.
Which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocation.
A holy convocation means a special gathering, a holy gathering. We're supposed to all come together, like the brother said, man. Let's all get together. We can play dominoes and cards and be a family and so on and so forth. Read.
Even these are my feasts.
These are his feasts, the feasts of the Most High. What you do on all these holy days, these father days, these holidays, right? You eat. That's the biggest thing of them all, is you're going to eat. Read. 6
days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest.
So the Sabbath of rest, it is a what?
And holy convocation.
So it's the Sabbath. The Sabbath is once a week. We have a holy day once a week, and it's the Sabbath day. I know a lot of you think that going to Sabbath is like going to Sunday service, where you go to church and the preacher's yelling at you and spitting in the microphone. You can see some women run up and down the aisles and dance, and you get to see every church now has praise dancers, so you can see the young ladies dress up in they dance tights and they can dance for you. Guess what? That ain't what we talking about. It's the holy convocation, that party or that barbecue or that get together at Big Mama house that you think you're gonna do for all these different folly days or these so-called holy days or holidays that you think you're dealing with, Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, and so on and so forth. Well, the Most High gave us one of those for once every day of the week. Once a week, once a week. Read.
You shall do no work therein.
They ain't supposed to work on the Sabbath, and everybody's want to have the Sabbath day off until the Most High say, take my holy Sabbath day off. As soon as you say that, it's an argument, it's a fight. Well, I'll do my overtime on Saturday. Read on, all right?
It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings.
No matter where you go, I heard people say, well, that was for only when we were in Israel. No, in all your dwellings, no matter where you go, whether it's in ancient Babylon or whether it's in what? Modern day Babylon, which is today here in America.
Who don't want to rest on the Shabbat?
Who don't want to take that off? Read on, all right?
These are the feasts of the Lord.
These are what?
These are the feasts of the Lord.
What are they?
even holy convocations,
Read.
which ye shall proclaim in their season.
That's all I want out of that. So these are these feasts. So if you really want to go into it, man, read Leviticus 23 and find out what the holy days are. There are several of them, and they're in their season. Just like we have Christmas season, just like you have the Easter season, just like you have all these different seasons. You know what season your different holidays are set up for, right? We almost done. We got one more for y'all before we go. Say it again. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Come on. Okay. Which one?
Amos chapter 5. Chapter 5, verse 21.
The book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 21.
Bring it up.
I despise your feast days.
So for one, let's clear this up. If you feel like the Most High don't hate, read that one more time.
I hate.
What else do we do?
I despise your feast days.
When you hate something, you hate it. Ain't no other word for that. When you despise something, guess what? You hate it.
Boy.
So he double hated.
Big
You know how you get a cheeseburger? And then you like, no, I don't want a cheeseburger. I want 2 cheeses. That's called a what? Double cheeseburger. Okay? So he just gave you double cheese on that, right? So read it from the top one more time.
The book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 21. I hate. I despise your feast days.
So he hates the feast days that we celebrate today. Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, what is it? 4th of July. All of these. He
Columbus Day, Martin Luther King.
He hates them, man. They don't have nothing to do with the Most High.
Just real quick. You know, this country is so dang on wicked that they just start coming up with days.
They just come up with days.
It's National Rainbow Day. Oh, it's National Give Your Brother a Hug Day. Say, give me $5 and I get back to you on the first day. Like, I don't understand what's going on with this crap these days, man. It's like, my Lord, it's just a day. And then I've been on this planet, man, for 35 years. The last 360 days, the last 720 days have been like a whirlwind. Like they have literally National Blue Highlighter Day.
Yeah. I was my sisters hit me up and said it's National Siblings Day. And man, I've been on this earth a long time and never heard it. Never. I'm gonna tell you how messed up the world is. I'm gonna tell you how messed up the rulers of the world is. So I always say this. They will go and kill off all the animals. They'll kill off all the whales and then say, this is National Whale Day. We gotta have a day for the whales. Well, why? If you stop killing them, we ain't gotta have nothing for them.
Stop bloody killing the whales, mate.
Read on,
And I will not smell in your solemn assembly.
So that food don't smell good to the Most High at all. He don't care about your honey baked ham. It's disgusting to the Most High.
That fried turkey.
Go ahead, read.
Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings.
So all your fried turkey, your smoked turkey, your baked ham, your ham, I don't know. I don't even know how to. I've never eaten chitlins. I don't know how to prepare chitlins. I don't know if they're fried, if they're boiled, steamed. I don't know. But that he don't eat. He don't want that. It's disgusting. He said, "I will what?
I will not accept them."
So he won't even accept it. Read.
Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat.
He's not even going to regard your biggest animal that you sacrifice to the Most High. Read on.
Take that away from me. The noise of thy songs.
So all next month come Xmas time, and y'all want to sing what is it? On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. You ever notice how that song go through about 40 days of Christmas? Christmas is one damn day. How you gonna do on the first day of Christmas, and then you keep singing it, then you get all the way, it's the 10th day of Christmas.
Hanukkah ain't even that long.
How you say it?
Hanukkah.
Okay, my bad.
Oh, and real quick. Yeah, my fault. And then even one of the number one songs in the so-called black community, Donny Hathaway, man. If I got in this truth this Christmas, jigga hand, y'all saw I was jamming.
Right.
But now,
right,
since I'm in this truth, it's like, Donny, do you know what you were singing, Donny?
What you were singing about?
Bro, you were singing about damnation, bro. You leading your people astray, man. That's another story. Go ahead,
So
Want to finish?
Yeah, finish that.
Let me start it from the top. The book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 23. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy vows.
Drop down to 27.
Verse 27. Therefore will I cause you to go into captivity.
So this is because we continue to do this. This is why we are in the land of our captivity. Not long ago, we was downtown. Some people ran up on us, and a couple people was like, "Yeah, you don't even know we're not even in slavery no more. This brother ignorant, brother. We are in the land of our captivity. We're in the land that we served our slavery in. Guess what? No one stays in the land that they serve slavery in. They try to go back to their homeland.
Come on up.
No one wants to stay there. Okay, so he'll cause us to go into captivity. Finish that up.
Beyond Damascus, said the Lord, whose name is the God of hosts.
Now, before we wrap up, you guys anything?
No,
Okay, before we wrap up, I know we touched on Thanksgiving. I got something I would love for y'all to see. If you get a chance to, y'all go look up. It's an old series. I used to love to watch it. It's a cartoon. It's called the Boondocks. Go look up the episode where they talk about the itis. And in the itis, they're eating a whole bunch of, so-called holiday food and so on and so forth, right? And they talking about how it's bad for us. And you see, I'm not going to really kill the story because I would love for y'all to watch it. If you get a chance to, another one I would love for y'all to watch is the Christmas episode. Go watch it. Because here we give you a little understanding of Christmas. And one thing that he touches on is how what we don't understand is Christmas was a time they would all go to the woods and it was like a free-for-all. It was like a rape orgy. I don't know about y'all, but I don't want you raping on me, and I don't want you orgying with my family. All right, that's you understand that this is the way of the heathen. We got to stay away from the ways of the heathen. You got something you want to add up? I'm gonna bring out my law for the day because that's what we do here with Battle Axes.
Big con.
Give me Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 23. I know we visited, so we're gonna call it a revisit.
The book of Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 23. Of the nation which I cast out.
I'm not supposed to do that, y'all. When you see Americans getting ready to celebrate an American holiday, I don't care if it's in the spring, summer, winter, or fall. I don't care if you feel like you should be doing it, like you just do it for your children, if you do it to get together with your family. We just said Leviticus 23 tell you where you can do that. Once a week. You can do it with the Sabbath. You have holy days that the Most High gave us that are high holy days. They're claimed in their season. And he said, get together as a family and rejoice and praise my holy name. Right? So right here he says, don't walk in the manners of the nations, which you cast out before us. Read.
For they committed all these things. Therefore, I abhorred them.
They committed all the things the Most High says is an abomination. And he abhorred them. He abhorred these nations. He abhorred Babylon. Guess what? This is modern day Babylon. He abhors this place. And with that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.